I've asked each of you to bring a couple of your favorite quotations for today's class. So I'm going to start out with mine. It is from the poet laureate Maya Angelou. And she once said that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Did you pick that quote?
I almost did. So I didn't write down. I had some other ones.
Oh, I'm glad you had some options. But I think that quotation is particularly relevant, especially to things like project interviews, because the reality is that in a project interview, your selection panel is going to get a lot of information over the course of several hours, sometimes even several days, from people they believe to be qualified to do the job. It's likely that that panel is not going to remember everything that you said. They're not going to remember everything that you did. But I guarantee you, they'll never forget how you made them feel. And how you make them feel influences what they think they remember about what you said and what you did. The other thing to keep in mind is that you have the ability to influence how much your selection panel retains by how well you engage them in each encounter, whether it's a phone call, a face-to-face meeting, a golf outing, that final sales decision, which is the project interview presentation. You can influence what is retained by being more engaging. And I vividly recall the first time that I saw someone masterfully engage an audience. I was 6 years old, and for my mom's birthday, my dad got her 2 tickets to see Elvis Presley in concert. But unfortunately, the night of the show, the babysitter called at the very last minute to cancel, so my dad suggested that I would go with my mom, and he would stay home with my younger brother. I would have the honor of escorting my mom to see the King. Well, I jumped up and down, squealed with excitement, because I figured I knew all about kings from the bedtime stories my parents had told me. I'd never seen one in real life. Needless to say, I was shocked to see a rather large man in a white unitard with a long, sparkly cape, no crown, but a whole mess of big black hair. Now, what was very confusing to me at the tender age of 6 was why all of these ladies were crying and screaming and throwing underwear at him. Now, I didn't understand it at first, but song after song, I saw that hypnotic way that he moved. And I heard that mesmerizing voice, and even at 6, I was captivated. And I got it, I understood this power that he had. This power was the ability to engage others. This power was a big heaping dose of charisma and a hunk of burning love. Now, before you get too excited, I cannot guarantee that after today's session you'll be able to get the crying, screaming, underwear throwing reaction. And if we get that from your selection panel, that's a bad sign. But I do have 3 goals. The first is that we have some fun. We make this an enjoyable experience. The second is that you gain at least one tool that you can implement immediately to help more favorably influence those who come in contact. And then the third is that you leave today's session better understanding how to tap into your own unique style of charisma. And that is why this morning's session I call the Charisma Clinic. Because charisma is something that is not just for the few who are born with it. I have learned from having coached and worked with engineers and construction professionals for many, many years that everybody has it. Not everybody knows how to access it. So we're going to learn, or I'm going to teach you how to do that this morning. I would love an opportunity to get to know each of you a little bit better. So